What's up, junkies? Welcome back in for another edition of Pigskin Junkies. Myself, Michael Larson, the big brother, Jared Larson, and Scott Panza here to talk the recap of the weekend that is football. Doing it a little bit early. We're about halfway through this Pats game. We'll get Scott's thoughts so far on a just ugly-looking day in Foxborough. Just talking weather. I'll let him talk about the game. Over the weekend, Jared, for my college picks, I don't know if you were following mine intently, I started in the noon slate 3-0 and then just got waxed in the later games to go at it even 500. So, brutal beat.
I was kind of the other way.
You were the other way?
CSU was a loser. I know we had some stuff on Twitter about that.
I even dipped my toes in on that one.
Barftown. I stayed up too late watching that, and then it was like 8 degrees, and I'm like, this sucks. I also had then I went to the Auburn game, and it poured rain. We left after one quarter. It was my son's first game, which was great for all kinds of emotional reasons, and then the skies opened up, and I was like, this is nonsense. We're getting out of here now. So I was able to get a good amount of that Penn State-Ohio State game with the eyeballs. More on that in the preview show this week. Western Carolina, a loser, only scored 3 points, plus 58. I kind of had said, hey, I think they're going to score. They didn't, and as a consequence, they didn't cover. So what can you do there? West Virginia, plus 7, push every opportunity to win that game outright. I'm really starting to lose my faith in, I think his name's Dave Brown, and the coach there. I don't think they have players, but Tulane plus 6.5, cover and win. Virginia Tech never close. Bud Foster appropriately sends the Virginia Tech defense appropriately sends Bud Foster out with a shutout victory. And then K-State plus 2.5, keep your points. Vegas, who needs them? Outright winner over at Texas Tech. Mm-hmm. And so that was my college. So what's that? 3, 2, and 1 with a push on West Virginia. So winning weekend. I feel like I'm starting to see it. Unfortunately, the season is drawing to a close. So hopefully we will have a nice bowl run and bowl season. My NFL picks this week: Buffalo Bills, cash it, just circle the wagons. I mean, unless you're a first-time listener, you just need to know that we're going to be on this team. I said to Scott, like, this makes no sense to me. Either I'm completely whiffing or.
Jared, have you heard of DVOA? Because apparently the Broncos are so much better than the Bills in DVOA, and that's why they were going to win this game. And they just showed it today. I was so impressed.
Yeah. By the way, I realized I gave that whole segment not speaking into my mic, so sorry about that, guys. But hopefully you can make it out. I don't. Yeah, I mean, look. Sometimes these analytics guys can get in the way of themselves. I understand that if you were able to play that game out 6,000, or in theory, 1 million times, are the Broncos probably going to keep it within 4? Enough of them? Yeah. I just look at what I've seen in a short, small sample size from whoever this guy is that plays quarterback for the Broncos, and I just don't know how they move it up and down. Brandon Allen. I can't keep them all straight. Kyle Allen, Brandon Allen, this Allen, Josh Allen. Like, what the hell, man?
There's only one Allen that'll be around next year anyway, so.
Yeah. No. Kyle Allen showed it again today. He really did. Kyle Allen's the truth. I think he's a starter in this league. I mean, they win that game if Joey Sly can kick field goal, so. I don't think that loss is on him at all.
I agree. Second pick, Bucks, easy, cash money, winner, full send. Jameis, I told you he was going to throw like 3 picks. He did. Didn't matter. Falcons are still garbage. Do not let the previous 2 weeks fool you. Bucks can get it up and down the field. They can't kick it and they can't stop themselves from turning it over. But if you're going to give me points with them on the road, that's a team I'm going to look to back really for the rest of the season. Pats ongoing currently. I have Niners tonight in my Wonkavator selection, and then I have Rams tomorrow night against the Ravens, which absolutely makes me want to puke. But that's why I bet it.
That's the best stuff. So today is a fun day for me. Spike Bills had a massive cash play on them and was just so thrilled because the line moved against them all day, and it just didn't make sense. These teams are not even. The coaching isn't even. The quarterback play isn't even. It just and then the Bills at home, so it's worth more than 3 points, and the line closed at 3.5. So it was just an insult. Panthers. They played a great game. Joey Sly kicked that field goal. Maybe they win in overtime. Maybe they lose, but they lost on the wrong end of that one. Scooped the 9.5, bought it at 10 this morning. Falcons. I mean, you just know if I'm going to touch this team that they're going to lose and they're not going to be anywhere in the realm of winning. So I'm going to jinx them. Really disappointed in them today, but what are you going to do? Eagles, I bought this game thinking Alshon Jeffrey was going to play. He did not play, and also a contrarian pick because Russell Wilson just is so money when he's a dog. And he's just, they would have really opened that game up today if DK Metcalf made some plays.
A couple catches, and that game it's 25.
It's not even close. It's not even close. So bye Eagles. Hope you're having fun, Lane Johnson. But see you later. Season's over. Luckily in gold.
Bad.
Luckily in gold, I had Bengals, I had Redskins, I had Bills, I had Browns. Sucked face on the Falcons, unfortunately. Could have been a 5-0 weekend. Circa just a mishmash of I have a couple good entries, at least 3 wins in all my entries right now, and sweating the Pats game. Feel pretty good about the weekend. A lot of my bigger plays were big, easy winners. Hopped on the Jets early today. I'm really just upset that I just didn't have them in Super Contest or Gold. It was such a good spot for them. Gruden traveling east, bad weather. And I just talked myself out of it. But I took them in cash. And then DFS, just a really frustrating day because I was all over Mayfield or Darnold, and I talked myself out of both of them to go with Nick Foles, and you can see how that game's unfolding for me right now. I mean, Nick Foles just threw no, he didn't throw a touchdown. It was Leonard Fournette. But, I mean, just really frustrating. Oh, sorry, I'm watching the Pats game right now.
He's watching the Pats.
He just got
It's going to be the quickest recap episode ever.
It is. We're at like 9 minutes right now.
Absolutely lit up on this one. Oh, man, look at this one. Oh, that's
great radio, folks.
The three-team 10-point weekday / DGen teaser gets there barely.
Oh.
34-3, 34 really? From the Jets to get over.
Because I had a 6.5 point teaser that was paying 6-1, and my loser was Jets over 39.5. Unfortunately, well, you know what happened was they pulled Derek Carr late in the third, so you knew no more points were going to go up on that one. So. Really sad he's about that.
Like as soon as he came in,
I shouldn't have. I booked that late today. I shouldn't have hopped on that over given the weather. But what are you gonna do?
Rudolph getting benched.
What's that?
Did you see Mason Rudolph got benched?
Yeah, I mean he shouldn't be playing anyways. He's terrible. This other guy, the Duck guy, he's way better than he is.
Sanford Bulldog right there.
Yeah, let me tell you what after watching most of the game, admittedly, on television, the Sanford Bulldogs could definitely use him back.
What was that spread yesterday?
48. And we won 52-0. It did not look good early. I mean, we literally had 3 offside penalties to start the game. It was like sleeting rain, windy, disgusting. One of those things where you're kind of like the Pats game right now, where you're nervous every time that the ball is thrown or caught. You're like, please just don't fumble this. That's what it was like. But we had it on the ground and the defense is running. I think I saw. I won't ruin it, but I think I saw Bama -3 next week, and I can tell you right now there is going to be a monsoon of money on the Crimson Tide if that is in fact the number.
It's -3 in Auburn?
Yep.
Wow.
You said there's going to be a monsoon of money on the Crimson Tide.
Bama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. People will be sprinting
to the window
to get down at -3. Yes.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm not necessarily saying that I disagree. I know that that's if you post that price, it's going to get pounded.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Alabama
what price isn't getting pounded for the Crimson Tide against Auburn?
That's probably. 7.
7. Yeah.
Minus
Right?
3. It is 3. It's up to 3.5. Wow.
It's gonna move quick. Be like lightning.
That's amazing.
Um,
Can't believe that. So, anyways, but no, so what was it? I got quite a few games still pending. I think I'm 2-0 with 3 games actually still up in the air.
that is true. Yeah, you got a lot of sweat left.
A lot of meat on that bone.
And that's why I was looking it up. I'm like, all I have really left in Circa is the quarter bonus, which doesn't start until next week anyhow. So
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's a wash, but
I didn't want to
last
call you
bonus I'll
out,
be
Jared,
turned in.
but I was looking at the standings today, and it's
No
not
good.
pretty. It's
No,
not
it's
pretty.
not.
But all you need
Oh,
is
yeah,
four
okay.
4 hot weeks.
That's what I
Four
was gonna
hot-
That's
say.
all you need.
If you just get hot, it's like $150,000. It's more than second place for the whole season,
That's so crazy.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of that payout structure.
No, it's
But-
actually really crappy, but it was just fun to do. And the quarterly payout is just so juicy.
Well, I think they have the right idea, and it's their first year, so you try and cut them some slack. I tell you what, I was reading some articles about the Circa Hotel
Yeah.
that's opening in December in 2020, and the Junkies may have to make a pilgrimage because it sounds amazing.
Oh. Sorry. Pat's almost picked. Yeah. Jared,
I thought
we
you were
already
talking
talked
about Circa. You're getting all excited. I was
Also,
getting
that sounds
juiced
fun.
up.
We will be there. Bills Raiders in LA, in Las Vegas next year. I cannot wait. I love this Bills team. I love Josh Allen, John Brown, Sean McDermott. Love this team.
That'd be great.
All right.
Buffalo,
Let's hit Monday night. Hit Monday night. Tell me why you're on the Rams.
I'm on the Rams because it makes no sense at all. This offense has been completely putrid, and it is, again, a monsoon. This is very similar to what I see in Auburn and Alabama. You have a very hot public team traveling on the road in a primetime spot against a very solid defense. I think the front seven of the Rams will be able to contain the running game that is the Baltimore Ravens, and I think they'll be able to kind of force Lamar Jackson to throw the ball, which is clearly not his expertise and or strength. $1 million question here is, have the Rams figured it out on the offensive side of the ball? I think we saw some things in the second half last week that would allude to the fact that they're not completely inept and may be able to score, somewhere between 14 and 21 points in this game. And I think this is going to be a low-scoring affair, and the Rams are going to keep it tight. Tell you what, Sean McVay's seat is hot. As odd as that is to say, coming off a year where they were in the Super Bowl, and I expect a full effort here from the Rams. Prime time, LA is a big money city, and I expect to see something from the Rams tomorrow.
McVay on the hot seat. Wow.
Well, warming. He's not hot like threat of firing, but
Right.
People are starting to talk.
It's not cool throwing.
No.
I won't fight the tape. I'll take the Ravens, partly because I just want to reverse jinx this team because I don't want them to get a home game in the playoffs. But partly this team is just, they look unstoppable right now, and the Rams look just putrid. I think that the Ravens defense will just give Goff all types of problems. Robert Woods, you don't know his status. Brandon Cooks, he's still banged up. Todd Gurley, who knows with him? It will not be a big play, but I will take the Ravens in this one. And then, it's just.
Do you have any Packers, Scott?
I have one Packers in one of my Circa entries. And, with all the injury news today, I think it's the right side. George Kittle is playing on a broken ankle. Their O-line is all banged up. They're coming off a bye. I really think they're just going to light up the Niners defense and just take it to these guys. I think Packers went outright. It's not even close, actually.
Ooh.
I'm sorry to be on the opposite side of your Wonkavator. I don't see it today.
Love it. I need a Packers loss.
We gotta have some. We gotta have some like disagreement on the show. Can't just
we
be
can't agree all the time.
rosebuds and rainbows all the time, making out with each other. Gotta,
I mean, that is what the
gotta
people
have
like.
opinions.
I hear.
That's I just don't like. At some point, I feel like you and I have a lot of the same opinions, and it's nice to have a little disagreement every once in a while amongst friends, and that's the point of the whole thing. That's why we have the show. That's why we have Twitter. It's like, have an opinion, let's hear about it, and guess what? They're going to play, and in about 3 or 4 hours, we're going to know.
And have an
It's a
opinion and
nice
stick
little
to it.
few barbs between friends, yeah.
It's always fun. I do enjoy everyone's, back and forth with the picks and everything. Like, hey, I think this is going to happen because X, Y, Z, and it's like you raise a very valid point. So
It's the greatest thing about sports.
Yep.
You get to have an opinion, and then you get to find out whether or not you are right very quickly. Instant feedback, almost instant feedback.
Instantaneous. Put it out there on the line. Well, Scott, I know
On the line. Big time.
it's about to be fourth quarter in Foxborough. Thank you so much for being flexible and doing the pod. How are we? One last question. How are we looking on the standings for the with you and Jared in the fantasy or in the pick?
Best ball.
Best ball,
Best ball
yes.
still in the lead. Still in the lead. Was having a huge day, and actually, some of my bigger entries. I have a lot of Run CMC, and that guy is just an absolute monster. Monster. He is incredible. Talk about gene pool right there. Mother Olympian, father NFL stud. And he's just killing it in the NFL. So I have a ton of Run CMC, and he was my play over Saquon all preseason, and it's just I'm just on the right end of that one. Maybe it's luck or maybe it's skill. I don't know.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe.
Scott's been as right on Christian McCaffrey as he's been wrong on Godwin, Chris Godwin.
Yeah, and Chris Godwin. He made me pay today. But Run CMC, he was my first pick in the Pigskin Junkies inaugural best ball tournament, and he made me a very happy man today, and I'm still in the lead.
I think he's 24 this year in 2020.
Dude, the guy's a stud. I mean, all the guys who say running back doesn't matter. I mean, put Kalen Ballage what Christian McCaffrey is doing and tell me running back doesn't matter. It's just lunacy.
Yeah, I agree. Same thing with Zeke.
Yeah.
Top end talent. It's not as impactful as quarterback, but
guys, is Ryan Tannehill legit or what?
Yes.
My goodness, 42-17 for the Titans.
Can you imagine what Titans fans think? They're like, we've been in Mariota purgatory for like 6 years or however long it was, and they're like, we're back, baby, dropping dimes.
Incredible.
Well, Tannehill, if he stayed healthy, showed promise in Miami, but it just
and the organization is inept.
Yeah,
Stephen Ross too busy developing Hudson Yards. He doesn't have time to run a franchise.
It's true. Well, Scott, it's fourth quarter time. You go cheer on your Pats. It's that ugly 37 and rainy where it's like I would just rather have snow at this point.
This is Foxborough weather. I'm so glad I didn't go to the game. The tickets on this game were lunacy. $700 for what I was looking at. I was like, pass. I'd rather sleep at a reasonable hour in my bed than be up in Foxborough trying to fight through traffic at 9 p.m. tonight. So I'm glad I made that call.
Yeah. I was gonna say, could you imagine showing up? You pay $800. You get there. That's the weather. You sit in it, and then you get in your car and sit in the free, like in it again for another 2.5 hours. Like, no way.
Almost a muff, but well, it's a close one, Scott. We wish you well in your torture chamber. And so
thank you, brother.
Last housekeeping thing, we will be recording our podcast Wednesday and getting them out there on the line for you. I don't think Jared and I are going to get in on any Maction. I think that's on Tuesday night. I think there's Tuesday
If I do, I'll tweet it out.
Yeah, so just be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, Junkies, we will talk to you on Wednesday.
Icebox.
See ya.